It does set the stage. And, speaking of specifics, the sources also flag something technical but important. Their website is venicemusical.org.
Yes, not .com.
Right, not .com. And that little detail .org, it immediately tells you there about mission, not profit, right?
Right, yeah.
Which ties straight into their whole foundation.
Totally. Those three letters are kind of the digital signpost for being mission-driven, and their history really backs that up. The sources show Venice Musical has been, well, part of the community fabric since 1951.
1951. Wow. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
That group has weathered, 7 decades of changes? When you see that kind of staying power, what does it suggest about their core mission?
It suggests deep community roots and a mission that's, well, cleverly built. It seems to stand on two main pillars, both really designed for the long haul.
Okay.
So first, they offer free public music performances. That's huge for accessibility. But second, they actively invest in the next generation through scholarships.
Ah, okay, so it's a dual focus.
Exactly. It's a really smart pairing, actually. Free shows keep the current community engaged, right? But the scholarships ensure there are performers for the future. And we're not just talking token amounts here.
Right.
The sources make a point of saying they award thousands of dollars in scholarships every year to local young musicians. That's a serious commitment. It needs real, ongoing support.
So they're kind of building their own future talent pipeline. And the structure reflects that local focus too, doesn't it? The sources say it's a member-run organization.
Which means it's driven by people right there, local music lovers, musicians themselves, not some remote board.
It's the community making music for the community.
And funding its own future. Yeah.
When I hear since the 1950s, sometimes I picture something, well, maybe a bit narrow musically, like maybe just classical.
Yeah.
But the sources suggest they're doing much more than that.
Oh, definitely. They've really branched out, it seems, quite successfully. The range of music they offer is, frankly, pretty remarkable. And it feels intentional, to draw in different tastes.
Like?
Well, it spans everything from, yes, classical standards, but then all the way through pop standards, Americana, spirituals, even Broadway hits.
Wow.
It's a very broad palette they're working with. And they use both voices and instruments, featuring their own members, guest artists, and crucially, those student scholarship winners get performance time too. That variety itself, it has to be part of why they've lasted so long with free shows. You need to keep attracting different folks.
And within that variety, there are some really specific high-level skills mentioned too. The sources call out groups like the Encore Chorus, sure, but also the Suncoast Duo Pianists.
Right.
And for the duo pianists, the sources specify four-hand piano. That's not something you see every day. It's quite specialized.
It really is. Four-hand piano, it takes incredible coordination, a whole specific repertoire. Having a group like that signals they're committed not just to, broad appeal, but also to presenting really high-caliber, almost niche musical craft.
Adds a layer of seriousness.
Exactly. It elevates them beyond just a standard community sing-along group. They're balancing the accessible stuff, the pop standards, with genuinely demanding musicianship.
Okay, that paints a great picture of who they are. Let's pivot now to the present. What does all that history and identity mean for right now? What's actually happening on their calendar?
Well, the timing is good because the sources show they're gearing up for the 2025-2026 season. The 2024-2025 season seems to have wrapped up. So what we're seeing is all upcoming, very relevant for anyone listening now.
And one detail that really struck me logistically is how consistent they are. The sources say all the upcoming 2025 concerts we know about are at the exact same place and time.
Which is?
It's the Jervey Venice Library. That's 300 Tacomas Avenue South in Venice, Florida, and every single concert is listed for 3:20 p.m.
That kind of consistency for a nonprofit doing free events, that's gold. It makes it so easy for the community. You just know, Jervey Library, 3 p.m., it becomes a habit.
Yeah, builds routine. So first up for the new season, kicking things off with that variety we talked about, is their annual Potpourri event. That's set for Thursday, October 23rd.
Okay, Potpourri. Then moving into November, there's a concert that really leans into that intergenerational mission we discussed. It's called Classical Connections, and it's on Friday, November 21st.
Classical Connections.
Yeah, and the description in the source material is quite touching, actually. It's about showing the links between composers and performers across different ages. They explicitly say it highlights how younger and older artists are, quote, keeping the flame alive.
I like that framing. It's not just a performance, it's making a statement about passing the torch, connecting that 1951 beginning to today's scholarship kits.
Precisely. It's like seeing the mission statement performed live. And then to round out the calendar year, they have Sounds of the Season for the holidays. This one's apparently popular enough to get 2 dates.
Ah, okay.
Friday, December 5th, and Saturday, December 6th.
And this one brings back those specialists, right? The Suncoast Duo pianists.
Yes. That 4-hand piano group is featured. They'll be doing duets, celebrating traditional Christmas music, but also mixing in favorite winter pop songs, too.
Okay.
So, again, that blend of tradition and broader appeal for the holidays.
It really is a cohesive schedule.
Mhm.
It shows they can handle both the really niche stuff and the crowd pleasers, all while keeping it free and accessible.
Which brings us back to the big question.
Right. If the concerts are free, but they're giving out thousands in scholarships every year, how does that actually work? How do they keep the lights on and fund those scholarships? What are the ways people can, get involved or support them?
Yeah, the sources actually lay out 3 pretty clear ways people can support Venice Musicale beyond just showing up for the free concerts.
Right.
And they all seem tied back to funding that dual mission.
Okay, what are they?
First, the most straightforward, just making a donation.
Yeah.
And they specifically say donations are directed towards the scholarship fund. Very clear purpose.
Makes sense. Direct support for the students.
Second, and this connects to their structure, is becoming a member. Since it's member-run, joining as an individual or family, paying those dues, that's what keeps the organization itself running, keeps that member-driven engine going.
Okay, so donations for scholarships, memberships for operations. What's the third?
The third one is really interesting, and it sounds like a smart revenue stream, especially for funding those scholarships. You can actually book a concert.
Look, a concert. Like hire one of their groups.
Exactly. The sources say the Encore Chorus, those Suncoast Duo pianists, and probably others, are available for private events, for a fee. But here's the clever part where that fee goes.
Where does it go?
It's specifically earmarked to support the scholarship program. Not operations, not the performers directly, but back into funding the young musicians.
Wow, that's actually brilliant. It's like a closed loop.
Isn't it? They develop this high-level talent, like the duo pianists, over time. Then they leverage that talent through paid gigs, and the money from those gigs feeds directly back into nurturing the next generation of talent. It's really quite a sustainable model for musical development.
That kind of sophisticated funding, donations, members, these private bookings, it means people need to trust them, especially online, right? If you're donating or paying a booking fee online, you need to know their digital house is in order. Which leads to something else surprising in the sources: how detailed their technical policies are.
Yeah, this is where you see this organization, born in '51, really dealing effectively with 21st century issues. A community group that runs on local goodwill, choosing not to track users for ads or share data, that's a powerful statement in today's digital world. It really reinforces that mission-first approach.
So it's a high standard, really.
Yeah.
So just to make sure you, the listener, have all the connection points,
Yeah.
besides the .org website, how else can people find them or contact them?
Well, they still have a physical mailing address. It's listed as 2357 South Tamiami Trail, #3, PM Box 179, Venice, Florida, 34293. And, reflecting the times, they're also active on Facebook and YouTube. Those seem like the places they'd showcase the groups and probably announce the scholarship winners.
Okay, so wrapping this all together from the sources, the main takeaway here is that Venice Musicale isn't just, some small local choir. It's a really substantial, long-running cultural institution. It's pulling off a tricky balancing act, giving away diverse, free concerts, everything from that specialized 4-hand piano stuff to Broadway tunes, while also running this significant scholarship program for young musicians. And it's all held together by this rather smart mix of funding and clear digital ethics.
It really is impressive. And it leaves you with a fascinating thought, doesn't it? How does an organization founded way back in 1951 when the arts world was so different actually manage the sheer logistics and, frankly, the artistic juggling act required to fund this mission in, 2025? Think about the specific challenges finding and featuring top-tier niche talent like those duo pianists while still keeping things free and accessible enough to pack a local library year after year for over 7 decades. It's quite a case study in how community arts can endure and adapt,